What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about PayPal. I want to go over some of the current data points, what's been coming out from PayPal itself, and why this might be just the tip of the iceberg on potentially how high it could go. So I'm going to go over all the things that you need to know, but first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, PayPal did go up 3.52%, new 52-week high of $80.43, 13.3 million shares being traded, 11.9 is the average. And so over the last several trading days, you've seen an abnormal amount of volume. So a lot of big transactions, big money can't get enough of PayPal. So these are all the transactions that have occurred on the secondary market above $100,000. So straight out the gate, 21.4 million, and you guys can obviously see a lot of them here. I'm not gonna pause and go through each and every single one, but you guys can obviously pause the video and kind of take a look. But 78 million, 1.3, a lot of big transactions after hours. So big money cannot get enough of PayPal. And there's a couple different attributing factors, one of which is just rate cuts. So rate cuts, and as of right now, there is also a forecasted kind of 50 basis point cut for the November 7th meeting. So at least 100 basis points in 2024 is anticipated, whether it be 25 for the November meeting, then 25 for the December, or 50 for the November 7th. But all in all, that is going to be huge for consumers and for a lot of stocks such as PayPal. Aside from that, PayPal has been putting out some pretty good news. So this came out after hours yesterday. So PayPal was enabling business accounts to buy, hold, and sell cryptocurrency. So that in among itself is just going to entice a lot of entities to PayPal. And then aside from that, what came out today was this. So PayPal introduces PayPal Complete Payments in China. So a whole new target market that they can appeal to. And based on this, it does look like they have engaged with over 700 merchants across the country. So yeah, this is huge for PayPal. And aside from that, I know it's already been quite a few things, but PayPal's technicals have looked very, very good. So I'm going to go over that in a second, but going over some data points, I always like to bring up shorts, not because these stocks are squeeze plays, but just more so for analysis purposes. So 38 shares or 38,000 shares were increased today. 2.36% of the free float is being shorted. So like I said, it's not a squeeze play at all. 24.11 million shares overall are being shorted, and shorts have actually increased quite a lot over the last little bit. So it went from roughly around 1.8% to where it is now. So shorts were doubtful about PayPal's recent run up. And just generally looking over here, PayPal over the last 5 days is up 2.21. Last month it is up 10.64, and then last 6 months up 20.11%. So it has been on a phenomenal run. Like I said, largely because of optimism associated to rate cuts as well as technicals, but recent news is going to be that deciding point to really propel it higher. And based on this, the Elliott Wave Technicals does have a pivot point of $72.40. And so for as long as PayPal is above that, then it is anticipated, just based on this, not counting and encumbering future rate cuts and optimism associated to that, it is anticipated to get between that kind of the high 84s to the low 87s. So still a lot more room for it to go up. And I've brought this up in the past based on the latest Morningstar report. It actually does show the fair market value for PayPal being $104. So yeah, honestly, a lot of analysts love PayPal and have been giving a lot of good ratings, and can you blame them? PayPal has been a very undervalued stock for a very long time. Aside from that though, looking at options, 39 million in calls, 5.19 million in puts. 48% of all the options being done today were optimistic and bullish. And of the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be kind of around where the Elliott Wave Technicals are pointing. So around the $84 range. So again, something to kind of consider. On the flip side, looking at the bears, they are anticipating more so around the $76 range. So in my opinion, a little bit more upside is anticipated, so that's generally a good thing. And as of right now, with it at $80.08, it is trading between this R2 and this R3. Very wide gaps because PayPal has ran up quite a lot, but $77 is going to be the next strong support. I don't anticipate that to be touched whatsoever. PCE is coming out tomorrow, so even if that is negative, I don't anticipate this R2 to be touched this cycle. Aside from that though, $83.62 is going to be the next strong target / resistance for PayPal. And similarly, even if good data does come out tomorrow, I don't see that being touched tomorrow, most likely early next week. Again, if it does continue this good momentum. So I think all in all, pretty good stuff, even looking at future earnings, which hasn't been disclosed or kind of announced yet. But over the last 90 days, there has been 27 positive revisions to negative. So analysts cannot get enough of PayPal. So I think PayPal might be the next big stock for big money to really gravitate towards to propel it higher. There's a lot of stocks such as Palantir that has been getting lower volume, so big money isn't really paying so much attention to it anymore. So I think a lot of people might be gravitating towards PayPal. Again, even though they're different sectors, I think there's a different momentum attribute as well that is really propelling it higher. But on the actual chart itself, things are looking absolutely phenomenal. So higher percentile of the boiling band. Stochastic, you do see it at 93, so it is arguably very overbought. So the first sign of weakness, you could see some consolidation, but some stocks do stay in overbought status for a while, as they typically do correct. And based on a lot of the news that's been coming out, I do feel that PayPal is kind of due for a nice push higher. And momentum shows number of retail investors cannot get enough of PayPal. So I think all in all, a lot more upside is anticipated, whether you are looking at this, so 104 being the fair market value, or even just in the short term, roughly around that $84 to $87 range. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on all of that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Give yourself a shout out. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What have you been doing with PayPal? And one final thing, take advantage of this promo. It does give you some free stocks, 5 free stocks in fact, and each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is a kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.